Hello community! In the last few years alone, Hitman 3 has seen an emerging trend of celebrity targets in the form of DLC packs. Now, these DLC packs usually contain escalation-styled missions with exclusive rewards linked to them. But which ones are actually worth your money and which are more so a waste of it? Well, that's what this video is all about, a tier list which will give you a pretty good idea of their overall bang for buck value.
If I can reach the final ending, our dragon should come out of his cave. How are you with hand-to-hand combat?
I've had some experience.
Starting with the most recent DLC, the Infiltrator, also known as the Bruce Lee pack. Now, this pack is very unique. This is the first celebrity target that isn't actually a target. Instead of taking him out, we need to protect him and ensure he's able to win a fighting tournament. We have one main target and 3 optional ones. The entire mission takes place on the top floor of the Hitman Hotel's right wing, which is arguably one of the weakest parts of the original map, though it does work here. A lot of things have been changed and optimized to make the mission feel unique, and the fact you can participate in the tournament is a nice touch, especially given they've introduced a brand new fighting system in order to make it work. Trying to keep Bruce Lee safe while Concord's assassins are trying to poison him is an interesting concept, and I would say the map works well in terms of allowing you to deal with them in certain patterns. It's not perfect, but it's certainly good enough. You are able to beat the mission rather quickly if you just focus on the main targets, but the second level of the escalation pretty much requires for Bruce Lee to be the one eliminating them. This I'm not a huge fan of, as it really slows things down and gets in the way of freedom of approach, especially since it's a permanent objective. However, it's a small gripe in the overall presentation. I would say there's quite a few bangs for your buck here when it comes to unique elements that are created specifically for this mission. It's clear that Ayo wasn't pulling their punches, no pun intended. And when it comes to the gadgets, it's a very similar story, starting with the Kali sticks. It's an incredibly unique melee weapon. For starters, you pick it up from your pistol category rather than the melee one. And although they are permanently visible on your back when holstered, they are completely legal across all open and search areas. They are both usable and cannot be broken by being thrown or used to take down an enemy. Overall, it's a solid item, especially for missions where you don't need to carry a pistol. Having 2 non-lethal melees that are legal to hold is a bit of a non-brainer, really. Though the same cannot be said about the Jade Dagger. It's a cute unlock if you're into that sort of thing, but lacks usefulness in terms of both being a lethal melee and being illegal to hold, something the Golden Dragon Scissors do technically fix, as they are fully legal to hold if nothing else. But when it comes to the main selling point, there's nothing better than the iconic yellow and black tracksuit. In addition, with the sunglasses and the gloves, it's one of the coolest suits in the game, and one of the most diverse we've had at Hitman. At least in my opinion. It's hard to overlook just how badass it looks overall. The pack has got to go into the top tier category. You're getting a really unique and diverse mission with tons of replayability to it, as well as a badass suit and some rather niche yet useful unlocks. When it comes to a DLC pack of this kind, there's really not much more you can ask for. Sadly, that cannot be said when it comes to our next content pack, the Undying.
I know you're watching. Still not sent your best, eh? Guess I'll see you in Miami.
Now, the Undying is a content pack that originated all the way back in 2018 in Hitman 2. But after the agreement between IO Interactive and Sean Penn ended, so did the contract. Now, it appears they've renewed for Hitman 3, but to put a full DLC price tag on a piece of content from 2018 is a rather questionable choice. When it comes to the mission, it's exactly the same as the one from Hitman 2. At least I personally didn't see any differences whatsoever. The entire mission takes place on the 2nd floor of the Kronstadt building. The mission story will get your foot in the door, but that's about it, don't expect any handouts here. Although opportunities are plenty, you will have to be patient in order to get away with them. I do appreciate that the mission briefing gives you insight into opportunities to eliminate Sean Penn, but at the same time, there's more than a few ways to assassinate him at any given moment. Gameplay wise, it's certainly good enough for a few playthroughs, no doubt about it, and being forced into eliminating him with a pen on the first level makes it feel like a lore-accurate set of events where he somehow survived the first encounter and came back for more, which is very cool. But then again, that was also the case back in Hitman 2, and when it comes to the unlocks, it's a tragic spectacle. We have a pair of headphones, which are a reskin of previous headphones, which themselves are a reskin of the fiber wire, one of many. The flash robot is a niche yet useful unlock, but at the same time it's just a reskin of the original Undying reward, the little flashy robot, back in Hitman 2. And the exact same thing can be said when it comes to the explosive pen, which is already in the game not just in one, but two different variations. The only really good unlock is the suit, except you already unlock it for free when you beat his elusive target. The paid version just adds an eye patch, which is at best interesting and at worst a strange design choice. At the end of the day, although I'm happy the Undying was brought back to the world of assassinations, it's hard to justify the full price just to replay an already existing mission and unlock it with a bunch of already acquired gadgets, just with a different paint job. Not even a new 3D model. For me, this pack is just not worth a purchase on its own. Thankfully, it is available in a package with our next to be reviewed DLC, the Splitter.
Do you have what it takes to take me down?
Be careful. Valiant is brilliant and calculating. We need to finish what we started years ago. Good luck, 47.
The Splitter is an interesting case, with Jean-Claude Van Damme in the role of the main villain. Here we are jumping from one main target all the way to 14 main targets, which is a heck of a jump, or at least it would be if the mission wasn't designed so well. Jean-Claude Van Damme and his many clones may be large in numbers, but opportunities are various and easy to come by. 6 of them are in immovable containers. One is dancing in a locked room, one is doing stretches over a fiery pit, and the rest are training around. It's genuinely quite fun when it comes to gameplay, because you always feel like you're in charge, even if you're surrounded on all sides. It's very similar to Berlin, at least to me. It feels more like a playground than a serious challenge, which is a good thing. And you even have a mission story. If you follow it without eliminating anyone, you'll be left alone to roam around with full access to all parts of the facility, except the lower levels, making your assassinations incredibly easy to pull off. But if Van Damme finds any of his clones have been killed, he will blame the ICA and send his men to hunt you down. So you have to choose between speed and safety in most runs. Though, like I said previously, there's no shortages of possibilities to do so. It's definitely repeatable enough as a mission to keep you intrigued for a few runs. Though, not an infinite amount. When it comes to unlocks, it's a rather strange scenario. You get a fighter suit, which just doesn't fit on most maps and also glitches its shorts over the rope all the time, so not the best when it comes to craftsmanship. In terms of gadgets, you get an unsilenced SMG, which is no better than the rest of the class in terms of damage, accuracy, or ammunition. A Kirky knife that looks almost exactly the same as the other Kirky knife we unlock in Dartmoor, and exactly the same in terms of usability. It's a little melee, which have limited uses at best, and at the end we also get a VHS tape, which is surprisingly durable and makes for a great non-lethal melee with a quick and decisive animation. However, I was a bit disappointed we can't play it in either Sapienza's cinema room or Whittleton Creek's house. You'd think the developers would have had the imagination to consider that, but I suppose they didn't. Either way, the unlocks are slightly average at best. I mean, it's cool to see something original from time to time, but the free suit we get from the elusive target is far superior to the one we unlock in the actual pack, which just makes you wonder as to why. Overall, I do think this escalation deserves a middle spot in terms of bang for buck value. I would suggest you either pick it up as a package 3 for 1, or just wait for all of the celebrity targets to be grouped up and released together. I don't particularly feel you'll miss much if you don't get it now on its own. But the mission itself is definitely worth a couple of playthroughs, as it is quite original and well put together. Though that's difficult to say about its partner, the Drop.
Dimitri Vegas.
The world's finest hitman has been contracted to assassinate you. And I never miss. Sorry, Dimitri. Nothing personal.
Dimitri Vegas. You know, I should have expected this. Not only did he have to ruin my favorite character in Mortal Kombat,
It's like looking in a mirror.
I see only my cracked reflection.
I am the true Grand Master.
but now he's returned to ruin my favorite game as well. What can I say about good old Dimitri, the drop? Is the first time I've actually felt the physical anger towards a target and wanted to assassinate him in reality. Just kidding, of course, just in case this goes to court. But overall, I think the vibe is cool. The mission just feels a little too simple in my opinion, however. Gameplay-wise, the changes of the club are nice, but very minor in comparison, and when it comes to his route, he only roams one side of the second floor. There's like 3 key places to isolate him, and a couple of accident kill opportunities, which are all well and good, but lack replayability. For me, just in terms of gameplay, the target is lacking any cool side objectives or luring opportunities. A meeting as the club owner is all that is present, and overall that doesn't leave much for multiple playthroughs. Unlockables wise, it's where things really pick up. For starters, you get a vinyl sampler, which works the same way as the shurikens do. It's a 3-piece lethal melee that can be thrown or used in takedowns, all without being broken, which is nice. It's also legal to hold, which is an upgrade for sure. The briefcase is just a standard briefcase, a little different from the rest, not just a standard reskin with some unique metal elements in the corners. And when it comes to the red light grenade, it's somewhat unique because it features red confetti at the end, but the only way to see that is to sort of get hit by it, which doesn't make a lot of sense. It's illegal to hold and you have to throw it, which leaves things to chance. 2 things that other items in the explosive category have already been able to address. The main part, of course, is the suit itself. For the elusive target, you will get the Dimitri Vegas suit, which in my opinion is really good and fits a lot of maps. Something that cannot be said about the premium version. A flickering jacket and a mask doesn't exactly say assassin to me, but despite that, I do kind of like the suit. It reminds me a lot of Watch Dogs, which I dearly miss, and to be fair, it can be a cool look on certain maps that support it. Overall, much like the previous pack, I would not recommend picking this up on its own. The items, but more so the mission in my opinion, just isn't worth it. However, as a package with the rest of the celebrity targets, it's a reasonable purchase. You'll get some cool and somewhat neat unlockables with a rather unique suit. Whether you like the set suit or not is more so down to your own personal preference, which beautifully leads us onto our very last DLC pack, the Banker.
I've invited these people for a reason. I know their weaknesses. Mr. Rengang, he's too impatient, and Miss Bai, well, she likes a drink. Don't know about the newcomer, Mr. Smith, though. He's the only wild card. Well, this is turning into an interesting evening.
Welcome to the VIP room here at the Casino Monarchic.
Reaper. Unusual name.
Names are for friends, wouldn't you agree, Mr.
The Banker is a very interesting target. If you just want to take him out, he's actually quite simple. But it's the mission story that really makes this mission feel as good as it does. You have to earn your place onto a poker table to try and beat him. You can do this by taking an invitation from one of 3 people, either completing an assassination job for Mr. Smith, or by betting on the right number in the casino, you can earn an invitation from Mr. Rangan. If all else fails, you can always go the strength route and take down his ex-girlfriend Bai Xiu and grabbing the invite from her. Afterwards, you'll be able to get upstairs and begin the game. Though you may need to make a run for it, as 47 should know better than to accept a drink from a stranger. Either way, there's a lot of meat to this particular dish of a mission, and of course, you can skip all of these steps and just infiltrate the palace unnoticed before taking him out from the shadows without any unnecessary steps. Overall, the mission just allows a ton of replayability. There's so many ways it can be maneuvered, and when it comes to unlockables, it's a similar story. The first unlockable is a silenced pistol, which, although useful, is by far one of the weakest in the game. It has the louder bullets of the Silver Bowler in combination with the unreliable aim of the Krugermeyer. It's a bit of a lose-lose situation. I don't feel like it looks particularly unique either, and I can't say there's any favorable reason as to choose it, unless it's a big black exterior just appeals to you. When it comes to the rope, it's basically a risky and fiber wire. It's an interesting prop, we haven't quite had this version of a fiber wire yet, so it is somewhat original. And the final unlockable are a pair of 3 casino chips, which basically work exactly the same way as the coins do, except they have a unique sound effect when thrown. It's more or less the default loadout you'd usually play with on most missions, except with a worse pistol and more interesting coins. The suits is where we really get into things. The free version is slick, cool, and really can work just about anywhere. The actual premium version is a little bit more of a give and take. I personally like the suit, and as you can tell, it looks really good in certain lighting and environmentals, which allow it to shine. It's a multicolor design. As a total package, you're getting a really good mission with a standard default loadout. If it's worth it or not will depend on your particular style and vision of what makes a good Hitman mission, but it's definitely worth a few playthroughs, and in my opinion the items you get are, in the overall picture, better than most, which just goes to show you how much the rest of them are worth. Anyways, Celebrity Targets, though a little controversial at first, have introduced a lot of new designs into Hitman. So many new systems and unique assassination opportunities have been created, it's almost sad that we won't get to see them introduced properly into the next Hitman title, because there won't be one, not anytime soon at least. But still, with 5 celebrity targets give or take, there's no shortages of missions to try them on. I could have sworn there was supposed to be someone else. But who was it? It doesn't matter. I'm sure there's going to be even more to come soon enough, and when they do, I shall return. Until then, this has been WildGold, and thank you oh so very much for watching.